Hey, what's up? What's up again, YouTubers? I beg your pardon if my voice sounds a bit of a unnatural, or just it's just because it's all seems too much for me. Though I hate to whinge about my life and the difficulties that tend to occur in my life. I suppose, not just I suppose, but I found myself more than absolutely certain that I'm not the only one who's lost his old man, plus being persecuted by a crazy and wicked woman right on his ass, right after his ass, and I'm stranded in China, in which he's got no one except YouTube and the camera and Jesus to speak, to have conversations in English. Well, that's actually not all. That ain't all. Besides, this time, this visit to the psychiatrist felt quite, how should I put it? Miserable or daunting, or both. Quite unlike last time, my fourth visit. It went pretty smoothly, without any congestion or heavy traffic. While on the road. But what breaks my heart most? What breaks my heart the most is that the doctor still, seemed quite indifferent to patients' sufferings, and apparently, he also denied my requests to give me prescribe me one more box of tablet, but just one pill, since he tends, he always prescribes me a fortnight's medications, and yet the pills to treat my severe anxiety, which renders me unable to sleep at night without having to ingest such pill. He merely prescribed me, one pill short of, one fortnight, which means, by the end of each fortnight, I have one pill less. In fact, I only left with two of such pills to treat my anxiety, while I am supposed to ingest it orally 3 times a day. Does that make sense to you? So he of course instantly denied such request, which well sounds quite reasonable, as at least to myself. The way I see it, he should at least do something to really to reduce patients' worries and stress. And of course, all the way from the east, from the west side, from the west wing of the city, traveling all the way from the west wing of the city to the east wing of the entire city. Though it doesn't take that much of time, since this city, despite its nature being a capital city in this whole province, it has a relatively smaller size compared to other major capital cities in China. And my grandma also seemed quite indifferent to my sufferings, today as well, and I had a bit of an argument, not a quarrel, but verbal argument, and I smashed a book again, right against the floor, and I just couldn't bear it, I just see no way out of this in one piece, at least at the moment. Well, I do, I can pretty much anticipate how I am going to end up, or in what shape, in what form I am going to end up with even after the settlement, after the resolution, negotiations, blah 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 with that woman. Another uncle of mine, to be more precise, he is a brother of my grandma's, and I call him, in fact, here by local tradition, I am supposed to address him as a grand uncle, but for the sake of convenience and simplicity, I'm just gonna say an uncle of mine also offered to help, offered to act as a mediator between these two parties, but though I can be certain that he is on our side, I still don't see his end game of helping me and others, despite we all have a common goal to make that woman cease all abusive behaviors and acts of harassments and intimidations. Let's just I don't blame the doctor, I don't blame, or I shouldn't blame people here for their indifference to people's sufferings and distress, largely due to the toxic nature of Chinese culture here, especially in the northern part. I'm not saying in the southern part of China. At least here, people just pretty much all seem quite oblivious to other people's troubles and stress and pain, unless such person belongs to a family or a family unit or a particular household. So yes, so you can consider it, the toxic side of Chinese culture, and don't trouble yourself too much if you are having a hard time trying to understand Chinese culture, because it is complex. It definitely seems, at least even out of my league, to have myself fully blended into the culture itself. Despite the fact I am a Chinese national holding a Chinese passport, while to some of my patrons, I might even be able to show you my passport, via this camera on YouTube. If so long as I consider it completely safe to do so in the future, at another time, I just need to give it a bit more thoughts, but before I do so, tough times like this, you can never be absolutely certain, nor can you fully count on other people's help, unless you have certain ties that either generate or facilitate generating or producing mutual benefits between you and the other person or contact of yours. And that's another, you know, red pill I like to share with you in this filming session. And yes, you can see, yeah, I do manage to have a bit of a more rationality recovered. Perhaps it because I have become so I suffered a lot. I agonized myself a lot exactly because I have become super rational and logical and super red-pilled after I lost my old man to his sudden and premature demise. Now I even don't know. I even have not the faintest idea what took his life. What caused his death. Since apparently that woman currently has confiscated the papers and the official documents that detailed the causes of his death, and I have absolutely no access to it, though I am legally entitled to access it. And yeah, to tell you guys another truth, such woman has even been harassing the police, and I received maybe two phone calls at least from the police to confirm if I went missing. Of course, the police officer who called me also sound quite indifferent to the situation. He just did his duty to make such confirmation, not even a visual confirmation per se. And yeah, I'm still currently experiencing an highly accelerated heart rate. I presume it has exceeded at least 90 times per minute. Since I don't have any instrument to measure my heart rate, so I don't know for sure. I don't know I don't know my exact current heart rate. Though I can feel plenty of palpitations, sometimes chest pain, sometimes rib pain near my liver as well. Yeah, though those symptoms they began to occur quite a long time ago. I'd say several years ago. Yeah. I suppose they also have plenty of things to do with stress and strain. Well, I didn't actually undergo any examination on my chest or the liver yet, but perhaps my time just draws near. My time just draws nigh. And in case I don't see you guys again, it's been a relief and an honor to be on YouTube and to be able to access YouTube within the Great Firewall of China, despite all the all the censorship measures and quarantine undertakings. Yeah, I still, at least God still has kept this door or this channel open. This door or channel of relief and catharsis open, and neither do I have any faintest idea how much time do I have before God closes such door. Let's hope that such door shall remain open as long as I am in China, as long as I am living behind the firewall, inside the Great Firewall. But once I depart, yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, there are also plenty of other people who have constant need of circumventing the Great Firewall just in order to do business. Yes, I also yes, have some unfinished businesses overseas, and that makes, that at least gives me a bit of a bit of sense of purpose, though I still don't know my exact purpose or meaning of existence. I still see no meaning in this suffering and times of tribulation, except God wants me to learn more, to grow more mature, to grow into a man. Other than those implicit meanings of sufferings and tribulations, I see no purpose nor meaning to suffer like this. So if it wasn't for my grandma, I would have long committed suicide. And yes, there is another reason preventing me from taking my own life. I just always have that sort of suspicions that I haven't been saved yet. So once I do that, it merely accelerates me going to hell, right? Sorry, the battery's dreaming again. Thanks again for watching and listening. In case I don't see you again, take care, stay faithful, and hold the line. Cheers.